All right, let's see here. Um, I am back, at least. Catch up with chat here. A lot of talk about the DC animated, I almost call them cartoons, maybe that's offensive, animated series. Personally, unfortunately, I never really got into a lot of this stuff myself. Um, I would, of course, catch the occasional Batman episode here and there. But I never really got into it. Like, I didn't dislike it. But I remember it was on. I would catch it every now and then, like before school on weekday mornings. Maybe that was a little later, but I think my problem with it was that I was not in the wrong age bracket for the show. Truthfully, I was probably about just right. Like, I guess it would air very roughly, but when I was in like aged 8 to 12 or something like that. I think it was probably on here a little, like, I don't think it was on by 92, 93 or whenever it started in America, probably a few years later. It was definitely on around like 94, 95-ish. But I think around that time, I was probably getting pretty snobby about not wanting to watch stuff dubbed to Swedish. Which, I mean, obviously I still don't want to if I have a choice. But, like, I would have reached the point, I think, where that started becoming a thing. Like, I couldn't take it seriously, whether it was good or not, because it was dubbed into Swedish, then just not going to watch it. I think that was kind of a thing. And as a result, I never, like, I've caught episodes here and there, but I haven't like watched it properly. But obviously, I could appreciate, of course, the animation and the visual quality of it. And I would play games and stuff like that. But it's and I mean, and then it's not like I took an active stance against watching it. I think it just, I don't know, probably wasn't watching a lot of other cartoons either, and it just maybe wasn't on in a good time frame where I could watch it. I don't really know. And I think by the time the later series came along, I just wasn't really into. I was actually around that time. That's probably when I started getting really into anime and stuff. So I was probably pretty obsessed with like super adult, violent anime shit, and thought that was for kids. Because obviously at age 11, I was a big old mature adult, so I was way above watching dudes in tights saving people in the city or whatever. I don't know, but long story short, I never really watched, like, Batman is the one show I did watch. I never saw anything of Justice League or Superman or anything like that. That was definitely like after my time. But I can completely agree with what someone else was saying here. Like, I can totally see why. It's very easy to see why it was highly regarded. And in fact, I've been wanting to, like, I've considered picking up, like, DVD box sets or whatever, just to kind of catch up on and watch that series. I would really like to watch it in its entirety at some point. It seems pretty good. But, so, I can appreciate that in a lot of ways. It's a cool adaptation that owed some to the Burton movies, but definitely stood on its own. And it's to many people still kind of regarded as the version of Batman. But I don't really have a strong emotional, like, nostalgic attachment to the show. But we'll find out at least how we can relate to some of the games based on it. That's enough small talk, I guess. Let's see if we can get this game running. Okay, so we're gonna have to do a little trickery here. Let's do that. Let's do this. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of messing around here to capture. Let's mute that. That's not the right game anyway, but let's get that running. Okay, let's... It's not... okay, where are we? Animated series launch. Okay. That looks better. Let's get rid of that, and let's do this. Get the somewhat reasonably correct aspect ratio. Okay, let's move a few windows around here so we can see what we're doing. Let's unmute this. Looking good. Sounding good so far. Pretty impressive recreation of the opening here. Like this, it looks goofy, but if you know the opening, like you can tell what each shot is supposed to be. That was really cool. That was really well done. I really like that. I'm almost a sucker for like recreating like movie scenes or intros like that with like sort of in-game assets, or just like doing it in the game in general. And yeah, that wasn't bad. Haha, here's a cute, fuzzy, exploding bear for all the people of Gotham City. People of Gotham City will be bursting with laughter by tomorrow morning. The game can only disappoint from here, yeah. Let's see that winged freak try to save them all. I have not really done any research here. Batman, let the people know who's really in control of Gotham City. I have no idea what to expect, really, in terms of how the game plays or anything. I know you can hear me, Batman. Ha ha. You're going back to Arkham Asylum, Joker. Episode 1, the joke's on you. Fucking episodes and everything, okay. Well, it's floaty. We got awkward jump punch. We can flex. I guess it's a grapple thing. Yep. Turn on or off batarangs, I guess. Okay. Well, we have a life bar. What's that? I need to practice my background Batman voice. I wasn't ready for no swinging, I guess. All right. Okay. There's jump. You hold up and jump to do the bat rope, and you do the same thing in the air. Jump seems a little floaty. I like the floaty jumps in Return of the Joker. We'll see here. Combat's not super exciting here. Do we just... Okay, we can punch them away. I see. This walking animation, yeah, it's definitely a strut. Yeah, this is, I don't know, not the most impressive Batman sprite. I really like the chunky Batman in Return of the Joker. He looks really cool. This one, maybe not so much. Oh boy, almost punched to my death there. Whoa, okay, sewers. We got wall jumps? We got wall jumps. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You just like jump into the wall. Like you can hold the jump button. Okay, you can only wall jump in assigned areas, I guess. That's weird. Music's so weirdly like morose. Oh, you can jump through these, I guess. Yeah. I was gonna say that looks dangerous. Well, so far, my impression is that the game isn't trying to kill us that badly, so that's good. Yeah, so Batman Beyond, by the way, also a series that I never watched at all. Nice. It'll be interesting. We're gonna get to a few of those games eventually, but I think there's like one Game Boy game and one PlayStation game or whatever, and both seem kind of trash. So we're not exactly necessarily looking forward to that. But hey, we can at least, well, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm saying we can rest assured that no games are going to be as bad as what we just played. But on the other hand, we did have a trainer. And that's not a luxury we have with a lot of these other games. I mean, in terms of the experience of actually playing it, having the trainer to cheat our way through it, like that really takes the edge off. Having to get through a game that expects you to beat it legitimately and does so, you know, slightly more reasonably by like being an actual playable game, just hard. That's honestly kind of the thing I'm dreading the most with this project, like getting those games that maybe you could beat, but they're just really tough. PS1 games considered notoriously bad, but it might be comedy gold. Yeah, I'm hoping for that. Like bad games, I have no problem with. Wall jumps are iffy as shit. It's the horrifically difficult games. Oh, we have to. Okay, I see. Where I won't be able to like make it through the game. That's that's what I'm dreading. Yeah, this Return of the Joker. Oh, you're talking about the movie, not the game. It's like torture scenes. That I didn't remember those. But yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we got some batarangs, I guess. Maybe we got some commemorative plates. Oh, okay. Yeah, this does not seem like the most exciting Konami joint, but at least it seems fundamentally sound. Like functioning properly. You can control it. What if it's bad game design making it horribly difficult? I mean, I guess it's a matter of semantics, but I guess those two will always be hand in hand to some degree. But I can see what you're saying. Like, if it's just like, if it's not bad or if it's not difficult in an interesting or fun way, or I'm gonna choose to interpret your comment that way. I think if that's the case, like, yeah, that makes it probably a worse game overall. But it doesn't change things that much for what I mean talking about that thing. What I mean is, like, whether a game is poorly designed or just, like, not functioning properly, hard to get through, or just, like, straight up a challenge, either one is, like, probably gonna stop me from getting through it, and that's kind of the issue. If I want to see more of the game, show more of the game, and I just cannot progress past a certain point. I mean, if that's gonna happen, which will happen in some games, I'll rather have a version of that where there's something to laugh at or whatever, if I can. But I'm mostly just a little concerned with, okay, can I grapple up it? Yeah. Oh, I see. I understand. There's been 3 tile sets in the first stage so far. This seems alright to me. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't mean to shit on this game. It's not the most bombastic, but you know, it's not super hard. So like that's a boring game or whatever I can deal with. But if it's hard, then okay. So let me try something. Okay, you can... Okay, you can't turn around in midair. Oh yeah, you sort of can. There we go. Nice. I mean, I'm not a, not a huge fan of boring games. That's not my point. But like, what I as a streamer feel more concerned with is like putting on a show, and I feel if I can't make it through, like, the quality of the show that I'm putting on to my viewers is not dependent on the quality of the game I'm playing. It might be connected, but it's not dependent in the sense that I need a game to be good to be able to have a good time myself or put on an entertaining show. But I kind of need to be able to get through a game to some extent anyway. That's kind of my point. Dan Mitt, hello, hello. Given that, like, I'm not the most skilled player, that's never going to be, you know, my thing, really. I depend, I guess, on a game being reasonably possible to get through, even if you're not that good. I can jump on this thing. No? Okay. But, you know, having said that, oh yeah, it's probably... Did I... Oh yeah, I didn't update shit. Thanks, Inde. Yeah, this is not the Amiga game. We already beat that, so I should update my title here. Just pause, probably. There's a lot of stuff to keep up here. Alright. Game Boy. There we go. And change the game as well. There we go. Okay, thanks for letting me know. That should be correct now. Alright, cool. There we go. This is the original Game Boy. There will be Game Boy Color games eventually. But for now, the original Game Boy. But yeah, in terms of looking dull for a Konami game or whatever, it's a little slow paced, but it's not a problem, I don't think. Visually, like, yeah, the environments are quite varied, and yeah, stuff like that, like the big old castle or whatever in the background. It looks pretty cool. Batman sprite looks goofy, but the game also does not... Yo, what is this? Symphony of the Night? Ha ha ha. That's pretty cool. Like, the game doesn't try to do more than it can handle. Yeah, I probably shouldn't run away when he shows up. And Lord knows there's some other Batman and Robin, like Adventures of Batman and Robin games that are not so trivial. I don't mind taking a really easy game if that's, you know, that's the way it's gonna be. Like, Return of the Joker, the Game Boy game, was super cool. I really liked that game. But in places it was a little overly ambitious. And it didn't run super well. Alright, Rip Joker. Alright, cool. Play this way back in your old GB, love it. Alright, cool, that's promising. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's a pretty simple game, it seems, but simple's not always bad. Sheets of ice have crippled Gotham City in one of the worst ice storms ever. Summer Gleason reporting. Dude, the sound, like the police sirens and shit, sound really nice. Poor humans, may your own cold hearts realize the pain in mine. Mr. Freeze, why don't you just chill out? I won't miss this chance to destroy Batman. The Scarecrow, I guess? This cutscene's pretty cool. Episode 2, The Chill of a Lifetime. This, Darkwing Duck, Power Rangers, and Pokemon. Die playing them and die happy. Power Rangers, huh?
Chicks dig the car.
This is why Superman works alone.
And Curious, welcome, welcome. Thank you for that follow, and welcome to the family. Hope you'll enjoy the show. Whoa, that was a background tile. Okay. Getting assaulted by Two Faces. Or whatever. Well, I mean, they're guys in suits, but close enough. Yeah, the backgrounds are really cool. Giant bullets, impossible to avoid. Christ. It's interesting, like... You've got decent control doing the wall jumps, but you have to like let go of the D-pad and press again. If I hold right, and never let go of right, keep holding right, he will just keep jumping to the left. But that's a good design because it means it's easy to swap sides if you have to wall jump between different, like up a shaft or whatever. So that's pretty interesting. But if I let go of right, I can just like hug the wall. Interesting. Parking garage, yeah. Gets a little visually noisy maybe, but alternate routes. Really like moody music. Makes it seem like we're on a stealth sneaking mission. Jetpack dudes. Dude, wonder if I could have grappled onto him. Gonna say no ice so far. We're gonna see that. Oh, well, hello. I mean, they do a pretty good job. I mean, Batman might look slightly goofy. Oh shit. Batman, I'll handle the Scarecrow. You go after Mr. Freeze. Shit, so Robin appears already, huh? Oh shit, we even get to play as him. Whoops. Oh, cool. He's got like different moves and shit. And it depends on which Amiga game you're talking about. Okay, so he doesn't have the grapple. Interesting. The game I actually played, Batman Returns on the Amiga, is a absolute trash fire.
Yeah.
Revenged, what's up? Thank you for that host, and welcome viewers. You just missed probably the worst, actually quite definitely the worst game in the challenge so far. Ooh, I probably skipped a bunch of stuff. The Amiga version of Batman Returns, but this game actually seems really cool so far. So this has got to be the first, not the first appearance of Robin, but the first playable Robin in a Batman game, I'm pretty sure. Batman Returns on Amiga is absolute trash. It's like unplayable. But the first Amiga movie game was pretty good. I like that one. Ah. There we go. Ooh, so Robin has like a shorter life bar too. That's interesting. Wait, where am I going? Down? I saw some other... Yeah, I also went over the fact that I have some vague familiarity with the show, and not least through games and stuff, but I never really watched the show much myself. Boy, we got like maze-like levels, huh? Wait. Fuck. I was gonna say the enemies are gonna respawn, aren't they? Respawn? I don't know. Okay, so the one thing I'm definitely not stoked about with this game is differentiating background tiles from Walls and walls and ceilings. Well, rip Robin. No indication of limited lives or continues, and I get to start exactly where I was. That's very promising in terms of a game being not too evil. Wait, what was I grabbing onto there? Yeah, it's kind of tricky to figure out the... Yeah, like they went all in on the graphics, making it everything look nice, which of course I can appreciate, but... It's not always super readable. Okay, we're making progress now though, I think. Well, I see a life pickup. I don't necessarily need it right now, but... I don't not need it. Or... I don't need to not take it, I guess. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But... 0! Oh, did I lose my batarangs when I died? I mean, there's only so much you can do with 4 colors. Oh, shit. Boss time, I guess? Oh yeah, Scarecrow. That makes... sense with the pumpkin things. Yeah, I probably want to move out of the way when he's got iframes. Whoops. Okay. Ah, okay, so getting killed by those things as you punch them is like a thing. Oh, that worked out. I keeps moving, okay. Nope. Ah, that was stupid. Okay, shouldn't have gone in. Should have waited, tried to go behind him or something. Oh, fuck! Okay, never mind. They were super limited. Oh. I mean, I was being pretty careless. I don't think it's going to take too much to make it back to that point, but alright, okay. Suddenly, some of my enthusiasm for this game is wearing off? I don't know. Let's see, find more hidden stuff here. Just want to see, there's no like pause screen. Why would you go here? Okay. Well, we'll see. It's a good thing I never promised I'll beat every game. I mean, I obviously want to see more of it. Replaying stages, learning to do them well, I'm sure it's not going to be nearly as difficult or tedious as Return of the Joker was. And we at least made it to the final stage slash boss of that game. That ended up being kind of ridiculous. But it was a fun journey. We got to see the entire game at least. So it's not like I'm about to give up on this just because I did game over it once. But sure would have been nice for the game to communicate clearly that you have 3 lives. That's it. But oh well. Now we know. I guess it's always just a little annoying to have to like fight your way back to where you just were to retry the thing. If I knew the lives were so limited, I would probably have not been quite so careless during the fight, but woulda, shoulda, coulda, and all that, you know. GB and U Pocket had contrast scroll. It would really make change. Oh, you mean the like the contrast setting? Fuck. I mean, ultimately, it's still just the same 4 colors. Being used for backgrounds and sprites. Oh, this part, right. Now I'm like super scared that somehow I'm gonna do worse. So I'm gonna end up dying on the Joker. It's kind of interesting, by the way, how... I mean, I guess, I don't know if Joker was the... Oh, there's a fucking big wall. I didn't even realize. I don't know if Joker was the kind of be-all, end-all villain on the show that he's often being kind of treated as in other versions. But it's funny how, obviously with all the movie stuff and everything, like he's always the last boss. But it seems like a common theme in games based on this show that he's like the first boss. Because he's the first boss here. He's the first boss in the Mega Drive game, right? And he's the first boss in the Super Nintendo game. Fuck. Oh boy, this is not good. Maybe we can get more health on the way. Oh yeah, this whole section. Forgot about that. Doesn't really help us. No, okay. All we got... Oh, okay, shit. 9 is max. Interesting. I don't know if batarangs would help us as the boss fight, but... At the very least, they're a resource I should try to make use of if they can. In any way, help me, prevent me from game overing. Clown dispensers. God dang it. Is there health here somewhere? At the very least, this game feels nice to play. The controls are really nice and responsive. Okay, there's a health there. Good to know. I'll have to swing back for it somehow. Whoops. Oh, wait, hang on. Nope. Still a little tricky. Oh, okay, I dropped down from above. Okay, I see now. I just want to make super sure that I don't miss it. Ah! Retro Mega, what's up? Let's see. Ah! Techniques needs to be used variably when depicting. Yeah. Like you need to make use of different types of detail. Like keeping background simples to make sure the more detailed sprites stand out and whatnot. Okay, I feel more confident now. Yeah, the Symphony of the Night room. I don't know what the deal is with that. It seems completely pointless. I mean, it looks cool, I guess. I guess it's pretty much impossible to reach him. No, yeah. Seemed like it could prevent him from spawning the teddy bears, though. Like that. Whoops. Okay, I just want to see how I can use the batarangs. Anyway, we got him. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's merit to the Joker as a character. He's certainly like he's an iconic villain for good reason. I do think he's a little overexposed. We're oversaturated with Joker. I don't know. Considering the fact that the Batman has such a rich, rogues gallery. I mean, I think that was a thing that this show made great use of. Like, so many great villains appeared on the show and had really cool episodes and great designs and just were great all around. And I think that's part of what makes it annoying with so many other adaptations, whether it's games or movies or whatever, that they tend to some degree at least, pick from the same kind of smaller stack of characters. More specifically, the Joker not only is a part of it, but also like is supposed to be like the most important, biggest badass or whatever. Like, this was always something I took issue with. Issue, it makes it sound really serious, but like, it always annoyed me with the Arkham games. They had a number of characters of villains in them, of course, but the first game, the Joker was kind of the least interesting, and the way they depicted him in the game with the whole super drug making him into this buff claymation monster, like, that was, I don't know, a little goofy, but fine. But the sequels doubling down on him being like the dude behind everything and whatever, like, that was a big reason why Arkham City is probably like my least favorite of the Arkham games, even though everyone else loves that game. Oh, he gets like some sort of stun gun. That's shit. Okay. I hated how the second game focused so much on the Joker. Like, the Joker was like the main character over the Batman almost, and Batman had to take care of poor old sick Joker. I don't know, it was just dumb. Funnily enough, like, the two games, like, so in the Arkham Origins, spoiler alert, the premise of the game is that Black Mask has hired these assassins to take down Batman. But eventually, it turns out that the Joker is like the big mastermind or whatever. He's like the main villain. And although that was disappointing to me, I was so happy to have a game not focused on the Joker for once. The way they actually handled it, I thought, was pretty decent, and he turned out to be a much better character. Like, I liked the Joker as a villain and as a character much better in that game than in the previous games. And in the last game, Arkham Knight, seeing as the Joker, well, he's not around, let's say, but he still becomes a major character in the game because Batman keeps having like these visions or like hallucinations, nightmares, whatever you want to call them. And it's a little heavy-handed, but it's still like handled pretty well. And I think ultimately the Joker's more compelling in that game, or like he adds more to the story in that game than in any of the, or than he did in Arkham City anyway. But still, the fact remains that the Joker is like, I don't know, been there, done that. Oh, we get like a vertical Symphony of the Night room here, I guess. I didn't really think of it that way last time. Okay. Let's be a little more careful this time. Fuck. No! Shit. Fuck! Still didn't have time to get away. Nope. Ah! I really want to, at the very least, beat this stage. Or beat this boss. Guess we would have to beat Mr. Freeze, too. Dude! Why did I not hit him? Oh, weird. He did the animation after getting hit. Ah, okay. That wasn't super clean, and I still lost a life. That annoys me, but...
Don't worry, Robin. I'll put Mr. Freeze on ice.
Why is it with Batman doing all the ice puns? I thought that was Mr. Freeze's thing. Well, not in this version, of course, anyway, but... This looks really nice, and, well, no slippery ice physics so far. Oh, cool. That was a little annoying, but oh well. Huh, that's kind of cool. Nope. Dude, you take more damage. Ah. Fuck. This is really hard. Baraduke, yeah. Does look like Baraduke, yeah. Fuck. Now I'm very unexcited because I feel the chances of me game overing here are, well, high. And that leaves me with less than stellar odds of making it much further next time. Like these these things are not easy to avoid. Like yeah, the corridors are really narrow and Batman's pretty big. He might be less chunky than in Return of the Joker, but he's still not... I don't know. You're kind of slow, too. And the fact that they bounce around, like, yeah. Well, I won't make it very far without that, so I definitely need... There we go. Yeah, I know he's more serious, but yeah, it's just funny to see Batman being so like... So far, Batman's like 2 for 2 on mentioning Mr. Freeze and making ice puns. Oh, for fuck's sake. Dude, how impatient can I get? I guess I'm starting to get really hungry. That never helps with patience, I've noticed. Oh boy, doors, huh? This is cool, like, at least it's very visually distinct, the sort of front and back of this level. It's not a bad gimmick, but it's, at least they're not, so far at least, making it into a maze or anything. It seems pretty straightforward. I knew that shit would... I think I actually, yeah, I took 1 more damage there. I mean, I'm sure you can learn to avoid those things, but it's tricky because they also did seem to come, like, they sort of target you, and it's hard to predict exactly when they're firing. I don't know. I find it difficult to sort of to lead those bouncing things to, I don't know, sort of trick them into going somewhere where I wasn't. Do I have one more life, or is that game over? No, I think that's game over, right? I died once with Robin, twice with Batman. Yeah. Whew. It's not a bad game at all. It's cool. But it's not easy. It starts off extremely easy. I don't know. The Robin stage I don't think was that hard, but Scarecrow, I don't know. Am I just really bad? I don't know. It doesn't seem like overly long or tedious or harsh, but I guess, you know, if you've got 3 lives and no continues, or 3 continues, 1 life per credit, however you choose to look at it, you know, there's only so much you can do without game overing. Like, it's there's only so much room for error. Yeah, Scarecrow, I didn't feel like I should have died on that boss. I don't think he was like super, like, the biggest issue with that fight was just the collision and like punching out the pumpkins was a little tricky. Like, half of the time you try to punch them out and you actually get hit because they move, like, I don't know, they still have momentum, so that, like, even though they're being destroyed, they still bump into you and you take damage. And you have kind of a short life bar, so tiny mistakes add up and you die and you lose one of your 3 very valuable lives. I don't know, it's just like a bad place to lose the credit too. Because if I'd cleared the boss without dying, then I would have been able to play much further without dying next time. I don't know, if I gave it another shot now, maybe I'd make it past Scarecrow with 1 life. And I'm sure with enough patience, it's fine. I don't think it's overly difficult or anything. But I've been playing for about 4.5 hours, and I didn't really eat before well, I mean, I've eaten today, but that was a good couple of hours before I started streaming, and I'm getting really hungry, and I think that's making me very impatient and not very good at this. How does any Batman... Yeah. All the bad guys, I guess. I mean, that's why they rob banks and shit, right? To afford hiring thugs, I guess. That's my guess anyway. Except in the Batman and Robin version, where Mr. Freeze robs banks and museums and shit because his suit is powered by diamonds. That seems very uneconomical and really stupid in so many ways. But that's why I love that movie. It's the best. But that's neither here nor there. Actually, let's chill the timer here. We're gonna put that on pause, and we will return to Batman the Animated Series at some other time. See there with the threats. Nah, it's not. I mean, it's not like I feel that much pressure from you guys. It's just, again, it's just my own. Like, I want to be able to do at least well enough to see more of the game. So I definitely don't feel done with this game by any means. No promises that I'll beat it, but if I feel like I'm reaching the point where I want to give up, I'll use some save states or something to get through the bosses and make it a little further. But that's going to, again, have to wait for another time. I need to go make some dinner before I pass out here. But thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. It's been really fun to come back to Batman. And hey, we made it through 2 more games. So we're still making rapid progress, I think. this is going to be an exciting chunk of games to move into because I've actually made it through most of the games I'm familiar with, except for the Arkham games. But moving into the 16-bit era, there's a few games I know, like the Batman Forever game and everything. But there's a bunch of the animated series games, the PS1 kind of stuff. I have no clue about, so that's going to be super interesting. But I guess we got a few more games to go before that. I have a long weekend off work. Not doing much of anything for the next couple of days, so more likely than not, I will be streaming. Not exactly sure what's on the agenda. Maybe more Batman, but more likely I would say some other random stuff. I did get a PS2, which I barely have had time to try out, but we'll see if we might get to see some PS2 things in the next few days. Maybe we'll revisit some PS1 stuff that we played on stream not too long ago that seemed pretty fun. Not sure, but I expect to be bored and want to stream at some point during the weekend. So keep an eye on my Twitter, I guess, and I will post about any streaming plans as they develop. Thanks again for tuning in. See you guys around, and peace.